Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Lilith. Lilith wants to come through in this reading. So, the doors are open, Mother Lilith. Let's see what she's bringing through. I'm going to use her deck here. Black Moon Lilith. There's something about treachery. Your courage protects you from treachery. There's something that you were afraid to say or do, but you're not afraid anymore. Your willingness to do this or to say this, to go on this path, is what shields you from the additional treachery that somebody wants to send your way. They can't touch you. Ashe, Mother Lilith, what's coming through for this beautiful being? Separation and Black Moon Lilith in Pisces. Honor your boundaries. There's division that's happened here. And as there was a division between you and other entities, I'm hearing you deemed them unworthy. Good for you. Somebody wanted to talk about unity and harmony while they're in evil, low vibe, succubus type energy, and you weren't about to have that. They can't control you. You're free. Their unity is a farce. Their harmony is fake. Their light is phony. There are some people in the love and light world who like to talk about unity all day, and they're the main ones stabbing each other in the back. Whoever it is that they see as a threat, they're willing to stab that person in the back. And then they blame that person when they want to separate from them and protect their boundaries. They blame them for being divisive. Hell yeah, you're divisive with some BS. When you see some toxic nonsense, yeah, you bet your bottom dollar you're going to separate yourself from that. You're going to cast it out. There's somebody right now who feels like they're underwater, they're sinking. As they should, because they are sinking. And fast. They want to hold on to your plans. But they were never a team player. They just wanted to suck you dry so they can take their succubus self on elsewhere. Yes, that's exactly what they can do. What's coming through here, Spirit, for this beautiful being? What do they need to know? Okay, intimacy, forgiveness, lack mentality. It was about to be in the reverse. Somebody can't get out of a lack mentality. They can't get out of a lack mindset. I'm hearing they can't get it in drive. they can't move forward. And so they're trying to get in with you through intimacy. Okay, so this sounds similar to the last reading that came through, but this is coming through with a Lilith flare. Okay, so it's gonna be a little different. But we've got intimacy here, and then forgiveness. Somebody wants your forgiveness so badly. Oh, look, it's in the reverse. Lilith was like, they ain't getting no forgiveness. Especially through intimacy, through sex. That's how they want the forgiveness. That's how they're coming at you to try to get this. This person is delusional. Yeah, and it's very transparent what they're up to. This could pertain to marriage, stalemate. You could have been in a situation where someone had either proposed marriage or you wanted to marry because you wanted to be married, but then you were like, wait a minute. No. Or I'm also getting that a person, maybe you all were dating for a long time and then they were just dragging their feet. And so there was a stalemate. But there was something that you knew was off. So you put something on hold. It was like you knew better than to move forward. You knew better. Yeah, somebody's in denial. And they're going to deny. No, I don't just want to get in bed. I don't just want sex. I want real love. They're going to sing that tune all night long, crying on the phone. That's what they're willing to do, but you wouldn't entertain that. You wouldn't entertain that. What else, Mother Lilith? Where are we going? Oh, okay, she said the messy truth. All right, let's hit it. This person that wants back in, they had a failure in another relationship. They thought that they were going to leave and get a new start, but they realized that the person that they were love bombing wasn't buying their love bombing. They're saying, you never really loved me. Okay, so they had a failed relationship, which has led them crawling back to you. But also, this person would use that as a guilt trip. You never really loved me. Prove to me that you love me. Prove to me that it was real. Was any of it real? I lie awake all night long, asking myself, crying, was any of it real? And you're like, was it? Was it? I don't know, you tell me, was it real? Are these tears real? That's another thing. They want to cry fake tears. They want to cry fake tears. To manipulate. You've seen this before. You've seen that this person cries fake tears. This person is completely obsessed. It's almost as if the rejection that they experienced from another relationship has caused them to spiral. They could have been really showing off this other relationship because it was like their rebound from you. And so it's super embarrassing for that to be over. Because that was the one that was supposed to work out. That was the one that was supposed to have you coming back to them crawling. There could be an Aquarius here, doesn't have to be. But this person, they see that you're living free. Like, you're free. You don't want to be bound to them anymore. And they hate that. When it came through that they would be on the phone crying all night, that's what they want. They just want to get you in a state where they are able to talk to you and you're giving them your time. Yeah, but you're done explaining. You're done explaining. There could be some paperwork that was handled here. This could be divorce papers or some sort of like leasing agreement or mortgage that had to be sorted out. Some sort of property. It did come through that you all have been together. You may have been together for a long time, but there was something about the final commitment of marriage where it just felt like there was either a refusal to commit, or for some of you the stalemate is that you were actually married but the marriage felt very stale, and so it got to a point where there was not much communication going on. It felt like you were walking on eggshells around this person. There was a lot of back and forth. There could have been some moving in, moving out, moving in, moving out, going to a hotel, can't stand to be around this person, you know. 11 on the timer. I'm getting that, like, yeah, I see doors, like doors were open, going in and out. It was like there was this resistance there. It was something inside of you was bringing you to a point where you had to reject this person. This could have impacted your health at a certain point in time. You were experiencing fake apologies from them. And you knew at a certain point that it was this person's trauma that was yelling and screaming and reacting and doing all the things, putting on the show. It was their trauma screaming, but they refused to address their trauma, and so you had it. The Lilith in you was fed up, and you refused to put up with it anymore. What's coming through on this reading for this beautiful being? Oh wow, this person tried to take your power away. Power came out in reverse, but what's happened now is that they feel powerless because they don't have an energy source. And they know that you have beautiful energy, but you're transmuting all remnants of their energy in your life. You may have had an experience with your Kundalini awakening. This is activation of all your chakras. Sometimes you might get chills up and down your spine as a intuitive sense. Either that something's not right or something's off, or that something's going to happen. You get chills. This could be anywhere in your body you get chills. But this is a result of you awakening your Kundalini energy. This person's vibe has an impact on your chakras where it's like you kind of become ultra sensitive because your body is alerting you of their craziness, their manipulation, their control, their gaslighting, their blame shifting. And so what it does is it turns up your sensitivity to everything. So you have a really nice balance right now in your auric field. Yeah, because you've been doing some spiritual cleansing. You have a really nice balance in your auric body. Don't forget what it took to gain that. Don't forget what it took to achieve that. The state you're in now is really beautiful. It's very harmonious, but there's something here about this person that they kind of put all of your nerves, your senses on alert. And so it causes you, the impact that it has is where you create a very high wall for everyone. Everybody starts looking like this narcissist. Everybody starts looking like, you know, you're wondering, are you blame shifting or are they gaslighting me? Because that's the impact that narcissistic individuals have on the people that they abuse. The person will become highly sensitive, but in a way that's is not natural. It's that you're on edge because of this person, and your body, your mind, your spirit is trying to protect you. So it gets into a state of high alert with everybody. And then there's a need to remind yourself that not everybody is a narcissist. Not everybody is awful. Not everybody is wicked, okay? It's a lot to go through to just have a conversation with somebody. It's not worth it. You've got affluence, growth, and release. Yeah, so, the release landed on this character over here, who wants your forgiveness. Any forgiving that you feel you need to do, you can do without them. You don't even need to have a conversation with them in order to forgive them. Closure is overrated. Because the way that most individuals try to use closure is just to hang on. They'll say that they want closure, especially if this person is narcissistic. They'll say they want closure, and really all they want is another chance to talk to you, to try to persuade you to do what they want you to do. So this is the state of your abundance at this time. You're achieving affluence and growth. This is a positive spiral for you. And also, you know the way to your abundance. Oh, I know why Aquarius came through, because Lilith is highly associated with Aquarius energy. She's a rebel. She's like, you ain't gonna tie me down. She's very free. She is freedom. She is the freedom within all of us that rebels against the BS that tries to control us. So that's what is clear to you, is your path of freedom. Oh my gosh, and we're in minute 17. The Star card. Aquarius energy. So there's something here that is leading you to your full potential as the Star. There's a path here that allows you to use your healing gifts. It helps you to restore hope and faith, not only within your life, but in people around you, in the world. I'm hearing in the world. And this is something that supports your prosperity. Divine is not going to have you out in the cold doing what you love, okay? Divine is not going to have you out in the cold doing what you love. That could be something that this person tries to manipulate somehow. Like, they want you to think that you'll be out in the cold, or they want you to be out in the cold as long as you don't have them. Like, if you're not with them, they want you out in the cold. Like, if you don't come be with me, this is what they're saying. If you don't come be with me, collective, you're going to be out there wishing that you could be with me. And you're doing nothing of the sort. Without them, this is you. Affluent and growing. Sure of your path. But what preserves that is your, oh yeah, see, stalemate. So not releasing this person leads to a stalemate, okay? It would slow down your progress, but you're releasing them. If you feel this person in your energy, you might have to do intentional clearings, even if it's just in your mind's eye. You can do it. The more rituals you do, like spiritual cleansings with your baths, with your healing frequencies and stuff like that, you can do these things in your mind without the actual, lighting a candle or running a bath. You might not have to go that far as to actually walk through the ritual in the physical realm. If it's something you've done before, you can do it in your mind's eye and have the exact same result. Rituals are like training for the mind. It helps you to visualize what you're doing on the astral realm, on all dimensions, right? Because that's how we manifest, is on all dimensions. But earlier on my path, I did a lot of candle work. I love connecting with the flame, but once you do that work over and over again, it becomes a part of you. And so if you want to set an intention, you don't necessarily have to light a physical candle. You can light a candle in your mind's eye and do the same exact thing. Or you can do it in a different way. You know, I astral travel to other dimensions now a lot of times to do my manifesting. I don't necessarily do it with a ritual in the physical realm, but I still love my rituals. So it's an option, you know? Yeah, okay, and look, these cards that I'm seeing here, the way I saw it was, this is guide, so this is good too, but it was meditate and protection. You're doing a lot of protective work with your mind's eye, through your mind's eye. There are certain things that you don't have to necessarily walk out in the physical realm anymore. You're able to do it just, I'm here. I'm releasing that energy. I'm taking my knife and I'm cutting those cords. Ashe. I'm purifying all with divine sacred fire. Okay, you can do all of these things, you know. I'm cleansing with Mother Yamaya's ocean waves. Okay, so you can do it. And I feel like this is the direction you're going in, where you're not necessarily doing as many rituals in the physical realm. You're doing it in your mind's eye. That's beautiful, because that's power. And it reminds you that the power truly is within you, that you don't always need to go out and buy a candle, and you can do that if you want to, you know. It's always a nice thing to do if you enjoy it, but you don't have to. It's about freedom. That's what Lilith is bringing through, is the energy of freedom. She says you are the magic. You don't have to buy stuff to do magic. You are the magic. Isn't that beautiful? These are like saying, me. Hunt and work. There's something that you have been searching for and locating regarding your work. It could be your path. It's your path. That's a big deal, because you know the way now. You know how to grow. You know what you need to do in order to grow. It's just a matter of maintaining your energy, keeping your vibe high, so that you are able to access the realms in which you can create, in which you enjoy creating, because you can create at any point in time, unless you're just like, you know, when we're so down and depressed, it's hard to create then, right? You can go in the studio and sing a blues song, right? I mean, that's how some people have created really genius things. But especially if you're in a spiritual space or healing, using a healing modality, there is a certain level that it benefits us to be in when we create. So accessing a certain realm before you try to create is very helpful. You may have found that on certain days you're like, I just don't feel like creating anything today. And what you'll find, typically, not for everybody, but typically, if you didn't feel like creating, it was because you were feeling down or depressed. When we're in a high vibe, we want to make things. And when we have the freedom to do it, we want to make things. You're freeing your fire. So there are some things that you can do to raise your vibration before you create. What makes you happy? What makes you feel good that's also good for your well-being? Confidence, yeah. There's something about your confidence that speaks volumes, and it's a repellent for this being from the past. Whatever you do to nurture yourself, it works. Keep doing it. You might be a mentor to someone. You're a pioneer. You are rare. There's something about you that's very rare and very different. Okay, a pioneer, that's also Aquarius energy, because, you know, Aquarius is taking us where we need to be. Aquarius energy takes us to where we haven't seen yet, but we're gonna get there. Aquarius sees it before others. They're here to take us to the future. So there's something here about you knowing the way before others. That's not out of arrogance. It's that that's your job. It's just like Aquarians in the zodiac, that's their job, to take us into that future. And it's not necessarily everyone who is an Aquarius, because you'd have to be a high vibe Aquarius to have that gift anyway, right? But it's the Aquarian energy within the zodiac. We all have Aquarius energy, okay, somewhere in our chart. You're coming through as a king. You're enlightened. You lead benevolently, and you benefit those that are in your charge. You care about what you do and how you do it. That's a big part of your success, your affluence that came out there, and you knowing your path is in part because you care about how you get things done. There are a lot of beings in this world who just want to check the box. They just want to get to the next level. They just want to manifest that next thing. But you care about how you get there. That's one thing that's very rare about you. Also, there's this child eternal energy where you never lose that magical sense about life that children have. Okay, so you're coming through as both a king and a goddess. These are your different energies coming through here. King is leadership. Goddess is your connection to divine source. I just got that this being from the past wants you to forget all of that. This being from the past wants to erase your identity. That's their goal. They want everything you do and are to be transferred to them. Yeah. They want you to sell your soul to them. I heard they want to make you sleepy, so they might use some sort of substance sometimes to try to impact people and their decision-making process. It's crazy how Divine has brought through all of the aspects of you. Well, not all of them, but these are some big ones, okay? That make you so rare and powerful. And then what they want to do with it. And so I see why they're so motivated to get back into your world. It's clear. I see why. Perfectly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, intuitive Cav. That's what was coming through. Yeah, the Kipperish. Okay. Let's see here. What else needs to be known, Divine? We were talking about your Kundalini and your chakras looking beautiful and bright and brilliant. That's also card 12, or it's 57, but 5 and 7 is 12. So you've become enlightened as to how to work with the energy of your chakras and how to remain in a state of balance. Yeah, you've made a really beautiful achievement. And so this person from your past is very jealous. They're extremely jealous. They want what you've got. They also want how you got it, like the aspects of you that allow you, that enable you to create. They want that. They want you. They want yours. They want it all. They want your divinity. I heard they want your halo. So this person is like identifying you as angelic. Lilith said, you can be an angel, okay? Yeah, she's pointing out that you have multiple facets, okay? You're multifaceted. This person might want to point out that you are so angelic, like they want to see you as an angel, so that that's what they want you to see in yourself, so that you'll treat them as an angelic being. You know how narcissistic people always try to mirror? They'll pick an aspect of the person they're targeting. It's something that they want for themselves, right? And they'll highlight that. They'll love bomb them about that. Oh, you're so this, you're so that. And then they're hoping that that's what you will reflect to them. It's manipulation. So it's like if I'm going after somebody and I want to target them for their abundance, I'm going to be like, you are so wealthy. I love how you manifest money. You just do that so easily, so well. Oh my goodness, tell me all your secrets. And so it's building that person up. That's their goal, is to build that person up thinking, oh, I'm so wealthy. So when that person comes around, they want to share their wealth. They identify that person with that aspect of themselves. That's what that is. This person wants to see you seeing yourself as angelic, so that you will be so angelic with them and let them in and open up. They're concerned because you are so unbothered. They're worried because they see you like doing you. You're like, yeah. And they want to try to get you with lust and all of that. They may have thrown some love spells, which okay. So this person is trying to use the energy of, this will resonate with some, trying to use the energy of a child to convince you to let them travel to you, or to get you to travel to them. But I got love spells, so I don't like the mixture here. This could involve a person who takes indecent liberties with underage individuals. Okay, because I'm seeing these together. I was clarifying enamor, and High Priestess, Child, and Travel came through. So I don't like that. And that'll apply, unfortunately, to some people But what I'm also seeing is that this person could be trying to use lust to reel you in, but also trying to make you think that you need to tend to some sort of situation regarding a child in order to get you closer to them. Okay? But they are trying to manipulate energy here. What needs to be known about the manipulation of energy, Spirit? Huh. This person cursed their entire bloodline, trying to curse you. They know this too. Now, if you have if you have a child with this person, then whatever protection you speak over yourself also extends to your child. Okay? So there are protections put in place. If you have procreated with someone who has cursed their bloodline, that does not mean that the child or children that you share are also cursed. What that means is that you are a lifeline to your child. Okay? And your awareness of that person's energy is what blesses your child and keeps them safe from the evil energy of their other parent. Okay? Yeah, so they have been trying to use jinxes and deterioration spells. There is something that they wanted to cause to fail for you, but you're beyond that. You're protected from that. Yeah, and they're going to have to pay that karmic debt. That's what they've been trying to avoid. That's why they want to get in your graces. That's why they want your forgiveness, is because they don't want to have to settle their karmic debt. But see, you've already done that. That's why you're at peace. That's why your chakras are aligned. That's why you're in this affluent growth energy, is because you have worked through that karmic debt that they're still trying to avoid, run away from. They can run, but they can't hide. Divine will always find them. It's like divine is everywhere, so they can't get away. Okay, anything else from the Osho deck before we close out, Spirit? What does this beautiful being need to know? Okay, this person wants to get into your mind so that you would become lazy. Don't let them. They want to, that's the deterioration spell. Whatever it is that you're building, whatever it is that you're nurturing, whether it's relationships or a creative endeavor, whatever it is that you're nurturing, this person wants to bring chaos to the mind. Okay, that's their goal, is to make you worry about some stuff so that you would check out and be like, oh, forget it. They also want, I'm picking up on a feeling of hopelessness. They want you to think that something is hopeless. It's not. You're moving in exactly the right direction. And if that's what this reading is coming through for, just to remind you that you are on a path of growth that is affluent. It is yielding not only progress for you, but stability. And I don't know why I'm hearing kindness. So it's something that helps heal your heart, and that is a whole other type of abundance, right? But a happy heart makes something worthwhile. Okay? Yeah, you're connected to source. You have no reason to worry. This being from the past wants you to think that you have reason to worry. That's why they want to get all up in your head. Okay? And make it so that you would check out. Also, this person has a drink in their hand, so this person might want you to slip into some sort of behavior that's either not healthy or that you would do excessively. If you're doing something in moderation and you know that, know thyself. If you know that you can handle it and it's not impacting your well-being in a negative way, great. But this person does not want you to do anything in moderation. they want complete deterioration. So their goal would be to try to tempt you with behaviors that you have overcome. And you'll know what those are. Whatever it was from the past that used to tempt you or get you to think or feel negatively about yourself, that's what they want you doing. And they want you doing it a lot. Obsessively. Because this person, it already came through that they are obsessed. So they want you obsessed as well. They want to pass off that obsessive energy over to you. And they can't, because you're connected to source and you have guidance from the divine. Okay. I'm also getting an angelic energy here. And you go with the flow. Your divine flow. So this is also taking me back to that Aquarius energy of Lilith. Because, you know, Aquarius is so cool because it is the water bearer, but it's also an air sign. So there's transmutation of air and water. You're able to go with the flow, but it is the flow that's meant for you. It's not anybody else's flow. So this is a reminder that you are able to relax. You are able to sort of kick your feet up, but not in a way that you're avoiding the things that are meant for you to do. Okay, let's close with another Lilith card. We started with Lilith. We will end with a Lilith. Okay, what was up here? Thank you, Spirit. What does this beautiful being need to know as we close this reading, Mother Lilith? Black Moon Lilith in Libra, you deserve balance. That's right. Remember that that is what you deserve, beautiful being. And nobody can upset that because you're not going to let them. Okay? You're not allowing somebody in who hasn't earned that space and who has only proven to you that they're not in your corner. You have people in your corner. You have beautiful divine beings in your corner. This person is not one of them. And you already know that. But just remember that one of the rewards that you get from keeping your boundaries up with this person, no matter how tired you might be of keeping them away, okay, not allowing them in, a beautiful reward is that you remain balanced. And at the end of the day, balance is one of the most beautiful frequencies that we can ever experience. Because it's a blend of everything that we need in order to support our stability, our growth, and all the wonderful things that you've already got going for you, like affluence, growth. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. Thank you, Mother Lilith, for these messages. I am so grateful that you allowed them to come through. And thank you, beautiful being, for taking the time to tune in. I am so grateful. And I'm also grateful for your support. Thank you for your willingness to support this creative space with your comments. I wanted to say kind comments. Yes, thank you so much. And what else? Your likes, your shares, your subscribes. I really appreciate you. I love you. And I wish you peace, I wish you joy, and so many blessings. Take care.